That's my normal amount of hope gone. Yeah.
And welcome everybody to Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the whiskey drinking bear. This is a live action actual play role play of the Darkening of Mirkwood, as written by Gareth Ryder Harnahan for the One Ring campaign for the One Ring role playing game for Cubicle 7. So, I am Garrett Crow, author of such several D&D modules, as well as 30 Treasonous Plots, Paranoia book for coming up with paranoia plots based on current events, and soon to be seen at Winter Fantasy, handling the A-track for DDXP. So, hello everybody, and first of all, next to me is Mary.
Hi, I play the Ranger Lorith, daughter of Círdan, and if you wish, you can follow me on Twitter at AgingOphelia.
And also we have George.
Hello, this is Thror, played by George. He is the Dwarven Prince of Erebor now, and soon to be father.
And we have Mike.
Hi, I am Mike. I play Ella Brimborn, the elf of Mirkwood, who is a lore master, bard, and diplomat to King Thranduil and Prince Legolas. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Padme's Lover. That's Darth Vader for short. At Padme's Lover. I post too much and spend too much time on there, and you can see my builds that I do for our home campaign, AD&D campaign.
Excellent. And we have Steve.
Hello, I'm Steve, and I am playing Grimbold, a serious young rider of... Very serious, very grim. And if you have any reason whatsoever to follow me, all I do is follow Mike on Twitter. So if you want to follow me, you're just going to be really following Mike. But if you would like to, my Twitter is at Davian Goliath.
Excellent, excellent. So we are in an interesting part of the campaign. For those of you who have not looked at the Darkening of Mirkwood, there are sections of it where it tells these are some things that happen around Middle-earth, in Wilderland specifically, during the year. Some things that happen with the Woodmen, some things that happen with the Beornings, some things that happens with the Dwarves of Erebor, and depends on where you are, if you are even involved with any of these things. And based on one of those little snippets of talking about the Viglundings and the Beornings clashing over the Forest Gate for Mirkwood, I built this encounter, this fellowship phase, to get the players involved in that through the guise of a murder investigation that led on to many more things. Then each year goes into a main adventure, which, again, doesn't have to be run for the players. If it's a Woodman thing, and the players insist on staying around Erebor, then you just run another Erebor adventure for them that year. And they learn about what happened through rumors and tales from people passing by. So that's kind of how this campaign is built. So we have this bit that is an original fleshing out of a one-sentence thing in the Darkening of Mirkwood. And we're going to see how it plays out. So who wants to tell us about what the adventure has been like thus far?
I was not here last time, so I will bow out of the synopsis.
George, you said you had notes?
Sure, I can run through it. So our last adventure was started off with the trial of Siglin, the son of Petra Dripplecup, who is a friend of the whiskey drinking bear. And we were enthralled in a trial for Siglin's life. And there was a task set forth for us to find new evidence related to the death of Petra's husband and the stepfather to Siglin. And we approached the, I think the fellow's name was Viglar, who was the basically the lord of the township. And we were set to the task of proving his innocence, Siglin's innocence. We did a fabulous job getting the town prepared to revolt against Viglar and his soldiers. But unfortunately, a few of the people perished. And we were then able to get Viglar to free Siglin and Petra, and set us to the task of finding out the truth about what had happened to Siglin's stepfather. And so we adventured through the lands of Gundabad and ventured towards the path of the serpent, which is where the owl-faced women, guardians of the serpent's path, had attacked Siglin, his friend, and Siglin's stepfather. And we came upon the wrath of several of Viglar's henchmen, and we were set upon by some dirty birds and headed down away from them on a raft, and were able to defeat the birds with the help of a great eagle whose name was Kingfisher, who was able to thwart their efforts, as well as Celebrimborn and Lorith's bow and arrow. And we then proceeded to find out that the Kingfisher was against Viglin's people and the dirty birds that were employed by them. And we were able to find out from him about the small island and potentially some people that were there on that island near the Serpent's Path. We set forth to find them while the Great Eagle helped keep at bay Viglin's pursuers, the pursuers of Viglund. And we ended up at the cabin with basically a way for us to find our way around the cabin. I believe Ella Brimborn was able to speak with the horses and find out that it was a Beorning, as well as some people from Viglar's land who were held up there. And I believe they were having a tryst between the daughter of Viglar and one of the sons of the Beornings. And we were able to speak with them and find the truth, which was the owl-faced women were actually the maidens helping. I think her name was Astrid.
Astrid, yeah.
Astrid. And she was able to take the blame for that, and she said she would be able to free us all from the plight of being potentially at risk for finding out what the truth was in the death of Siglin's stepfather. I think that's the highlights of it.
And what did you find out about the upcoming battle at the Forest Gate?
Yes, there. As our task was set forth for us to pursue the truth, we were told that we had to bring back that truth in the next 2 months, at the time that Viglund and Viglar were set to attack the Beornings in their homeland from the Forest Gates. And that was part of our responsibility, is to get back to that and let them know that we had found the truth.
Okay. So we come up begin the session outside the cabin of Astrid. Her bow has has already taken off to warn the Beornings, but has given you a warning that Beorn is slow to take action unless motivated by people, and encourages you to travel south down to Beorn's house and personally inform him of the threat. Astrid has said that she will not go to the house because she rightfully fears that she will be slain upon showing up. But she will wait for you and will go meet with you at go with you to the forest gate to clear up the mess about Siglund.
Yeah, I hear it's real safe to approach Bjorn's house unannounced, from what I understand.
Yeah. He loves parties.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with
He loves
dwarves.
people creeping up on his house all the time.
Dwarves with axes. He's fond of them.
Something else, Garrett. What was it?
I don't know. What else is it?
I don't remember.
We also had encountered the elves on our journey, and one of the Beornings, and we were able to slay a giant orc named Gorgo, who is actually the rightful owner of the toe ring that is in the possession of Thor. And we spoke about the lore of rubies and the ring and how it came to be in my possession.
Astrid looks at you and says, "So where shall we ride?"
To the forest gate.
We have an obligation to go to the forest gate now that Beornings will be informed of what's happening.
Or do we need to go to Bjorn's house?
Well,
Maybe we should ask Astrid if she thinks it's a good idea for us to come with her, or does she think she can state the truth of what happened without us being there?
I believe it would be best if you were there. I will meet you a day's ride north of Bjorn's house. I will ride with you and stay a day's ride away from him, and you can come and join you after you meet with him.
Very well.
What are the rest of your thoughts?
I kind of feel like we went over this before we ended last time.
Yep, just want to get everybody to recommit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we do have to find their horses because we scared them away.
Okay. The horses didn't go far.
Let's just say that I was rounding up the horses last time. That's why I wasn't here.
Okay. So
I'm good with horses. I understand. So
Grimbald comes across the stream, going, "Hey, look what I found."
I found everyone's horses, including my beloved palfrey.
Astrid walks over to hers, brushes it, and whispers to it, and it lowers itself a little bit for her to climb up on top of it. And the other, the owl women, do the same, but the horses don't lower a little bit for them.
Well, wait a minute. I feel like we had gone back to Vigler at this point and talked to him.
You hadn't?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I had listened to the last bit, but I didn't, so I don't know.
We ended at the cabin.
Okay. I feel like there's something missing, though, and I can't recall what it is. So much for professional beginning.
Yep.
Fine.
Okay, so you got your all mounted up. What do you do?
Were there spare horses for us, or do we have to
You have horses.
Yeah, we brought our horses. I'm sure we tied them up.
You brought your horses.
Well,
Oh, we took the raft down the river.
Yeah, he found it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was doing, was getting the horses. That's why I wasn't here last time.
Yeah, that's it. You were
Get it?
bringing the horses, yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Although I don't ride a horse. Did you bring my goat?
I brought an extra horse for you that I rounded up. Yes. I
Very
fully
good.
trained
I'll
him
ride
already
with
as well.
I'll ride with Elebrimborn. He's accustomed to me.
Right.
I have a tendency to follow.
That's our warhound.
Okay, it is 75 miles to Beorn's house. You need to everybody make a travel roll to see what you remember about this path. Difficulty is only 10 on account that you have been here before and you know this area. You've started the campaign out here.
I'm gonna do my Elven travel song to basically try to help people with their travel rolls. So
this will give you dice to use on tokens to use to give you dice to.
I know. I mean his travel song.
I got a 21 song roll.
Okay, what does that do?
So everyone gets 2 6-sided dice to add to 1 travel roll.
That's
Okay.
automatic. That's beyond.
And do we get to decide whether we add the roll after, or it's after the TN is announced?
I think you got to add it.
Before the result is announced.
Right, so after the TN is, and before the result. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Well,
Are
I
you
barely,
ready?
I got a 10 with
got
one
10?
Tengu.
I'm just gonna add
With one Tengu, yeah, I got a 1
How
on
many
my...
travel rolls do you need?
1.
Okay.
This is your roll.
So
1, 2, 3.
I'm in my elven cloak, and I rolled 2 feet die, and both came up Gandalf's.
Wow.
Wow.
don't.
That
don't
never
what
happened.
about the 2 extra?
I rolled better.
That's part of your fellowship.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use it this
Oh,
roll.
the 2 extra. I'm sorry.
The 2 extra dice.
Yeah.
The 2 extra
Only when you want to use them, though. You don't want
When
to
you
use them
them.
10 of 10.
Well,
Yeah,
I thought we were supposed
75
to
miles, I
use that.
figure we'll roll
anytime
a few
during this
times.
travel.
Oh, okay.
This is a TN of 10. You're not the hardest travel.
So are you ready for the very, very long and verbose poem by Elebrimborn called The Metamorphosis of Strangers?
19 with a tango.
Or should we save it for
I feel afraid of
Yes,
that.
I
For them.
think we're ready.
I'm
Or
ready.
should we save it for later?
We're ready for you to save it for later.
Okay. A stone of Middle Earth so great that the raging Anduin gives Gornorod its birth. As wild as the river and as tall as the Carrock, you will find a man they call Beorn. Bilbo could walk between his legs with clearance of his garments. He is distrustful of strangers, as is the darkness of Mirkwood is to the light. Will he recall his elven friends from the Battle of 5 Armies? Or remember the dwarf that bested his son at the Dragon Tide competition? Mithrandir overcame his suspicions through his thirst for brave tales of Thorin and the company. The Skin Changer also knew of Oakenshield's name day and his fearlessness over the goblins at the Battle of Nandoran. Beorn, his unbridled nature, can be reasoned with to use to calm a storm or tame the ferocity of a charging bear. Would an intrusion of such man's homestead not reap the anger of the swarm for raiding the hive? Yet, I know him to have a good heart, to eat of no flesh, and talks of the animals as if they were free people of Middle Earth. In this way, I am a kindred spirit with this ant-sized man. For it was my kin who awoke the animals and taught them to speak. For the firstborn wished to speak in all manner of creation to the trees and mountains and rivers. To tame the keeper of bees, it is best to use honeyed words. Nay, for the beekeeper uses smoke to calm the violence of the hive. I shall smoke old Toby with him, and share the songs and rhymes of lore of our valor. The passage of time and relaxation, the smoking of the pipe, is the answer to the riddle of one who is the personification of nature and will metamorphosize this great bear into our friend and comrade. That's what El Brimborn tells you on the way over there.
And I'm like,
It sounds like we have a volunteer.
I got the old Toby ready.
That's exactly right.
he who
I think I'll
speaks
hide
the
behind
well,
the
It speaks the best, speaks first, right?
Yeah, I would recommend that that one of us approaches alone to Bjorn at first, and I would say Ella Brimborn would be. I mean, I pretty much speak war if you see me, so I'm probably not like the person you want to see first.
You might be better than Alan Brimborn. He has a tendency to
Piss people off.
raise the ire.
Well, I've heard tell that Bjorn doesn't like to speak too much, but that he likes a rare tale.
Ella Brimborn's good at that.
So.
Nah, he'll be fine.
All right, all good. We know Beornings. I think what is his nephew? Was his name Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeffrey? I forgot his name.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also encountered his one of his lead enforcers, Inoda the Spear Maiden.
Yeah. But his nephew was killed by poison, I think, at Lake Town during a celebration.
Right. Gerald.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to
Gerald.
bring that up.
Gerald. Yeah. So Thor bested him in the first of the events at the Dragon Tide.
Yeah.
And he got thumped the second one.
Well, at least we have a couple names to drop.
Yeah, and I sent Gerald some mugs that I had crafted. So hopefully those are in proximity when we meet Beorning.
Cool. Okay. So everybody make a travel roll as you hit the road.
Again?
What's the
Yep.
TN?
The TN is 12. It's a pretty easy travel through here.
So that's beyond the first one.
Yeah.
I got a 26 on the first one.
Okay.
I got 16.
14.
I did not make it.
You did not make it.
No, I made 9.
You got 9. You take a point of... take 2 points, actually, of endurance loss. Actually, you gain 2 points of fatigue.
Right.
2 points of fatigue. As you are worn down.
What's the diff?
Just of how things play out.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
It's one of the smaller circles.
And
So
How did we
Loreth's not
ignite
having
it?
as good of a time riding with the horses. Everybody else seems to be much more better equipped for this form of transportation. Especially riding as hard as Aested is, as she doesn't want to look weak and like she's waiting for you. As you're riding, do you have any questions for her at all?
Couldn't ride as well as me on a goat.
I would like to see that, little dwarf. That would amuse me greatly.
Yes, yes. You may ride with me.
No, I don't want to ride on the goat. I want to laugh and be with amusement as you ride on the goat.
Ah, you haven't lived until you've ridden a goat up the side of a mountain.
Perhaps that's true. Perhaps when we reunify our people, shall do so.
Ah, good, good. I look forward to that.
Elbrimborn asked Estrid if she plans on disclosing her relationship to Grimfara the Beorning, or should we keep that in confidence?
She draws a blade on you at the mention of the possibility of that and says, there will be no mention of that at all. This was simply my personal hideaway, and my bodyguards were keeping it safe to protect me. I have my own plans for escaping my father's planned marriage and his evil ways.
Is there a way we can help you? As I push her blade away from my throat.
The best way is to leave things be, to let me handle it. I have the plan, and when things are right, I will set it in motion. And I might call on you if you prove confident enough to help me with my defection.
Milady, I understand that you have many troubles of your own that you're fighting here, but you said that war is inevitable and that all we can do is warn Bjorn and tell him to take this truth seriously. How can we let this sit that we do nothing to try and use diplomacy with your father and make him see that it is destructive of his own people as well as those whose power he would take to wage this war?
Speak to the lightning and see about striking a tree and see how much good that it will do.
Lightning has no reason, and your father has some. We've seen him be cruel, but we've seen him also show some mercy and definitely...
That was her brother.
Oh, sorry, your brother. He has intellect, has he not? Lightning doesn't have that.
He has intellect, but he has the same single-minded purpose. And once his path is set, it does not change.
That's unfortunate.
I believe so also, and that is why I am getting out of there. Just as he has decided that he was going to marry me off to an older man, one of his generals. I could not talk him out of this.
And I'm whispering into Ella Brimborn's ear. Oh, and now's not a good time to make a pass at her either.
No, I know she's already got a boyfriend, so. Although I like that violence thing that she did to me, pulling the sword on me.
When you catch someone with their skirt up, it's not the best time to try and make inroads. She already had her head in the clouds there.
So you travel through the West Middle Vales, a vast empty tract of land. Most of the settlers who tried to build new lives were killed or driven off by the malice of goblins. After crossing into these lands via the Rushdown River, the trees thin out, leaving brambles and exposed stone. Traveling southward, you enter the Ernestine, the Eagle's Vale. This land is filled with pine forests and animals who live in fear of swooping eagles. And finally you reach Fernan Andreth, the High Pass, home of the old ford, and quite likely the only place to encounter another traveler. In the north, serpents harry your travel, but otters and beavers become more pleasant the further south you travel. You have reached the familiar sight from the other side of the river this time, of the statue of the old king, his head fallen in one eye above the water, one eye beneath the water, as you reach the old ford. Do you want to stop in here, or just keep on riding past?
Ella Brimborn wouldn't mind looking at the statue and trying to learn something from it.
A short rest.
You can, and there's the smell of pastries coming in from the inn, as well as the sound of good cheer.
He wants to do. Can he roll lore on that statue?
Sure.
To see if he can find out what king it was or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who would know what king it was?
26.
26. It is a king of the West, but one long forgotten.
Not to me. I have Laura Varner.
Mm-hmm. Who do you want it to be?
I don't know. Don't ask me stuff.
Don't ask me stuff.
Don't pot me questions all of a sudden on the podcast.
Lorith was able to tell you which king it is.
It was hard to tell from the erosion of the water upon his face to recall the vision of him. Thank you for recalling his name.
I believe few even in Minas Tirith would remember him. Yet once he was very powerful. That's it. So are we resting here? Will she allow us to rest here?
She's asked it is on your schedule.
Yeah, she was riding like hell, so a short rest would not go amiss. Perhaps I could get rid of that fatigue.
I'm good getting off the horse and going into an inn with pastries.
Just like an overnight.
Oh, okay. We weren't thinking of staying that long.
I'll stay overnight because I could use a little rest.
Oh, you're hurt?
I'm not hurt, but I lost endurance.
Okay, so right.
So the kids are getting much bigger. One of them is almost a preteen at this point.
Mm.
How quickly they grow.
Yep. So they are up there, and go there. You see Gelvira, the pot stirrer, up there in Lake Eleven, and she calls out to you. How are you doing? How you do, my friends? Welcome, welcome.
It is good to see you all. You look well.
It has been well, but it has been challenging. I cannot keep the kids in clothes for a full season.
They have grown.
Must be you and your mother's excellent cooking that's making these children grow so big.
As my husband's chest.
Yes.
And he kind of is tending the bar, and he laughs at that. He's used to her cracking jokes at his expense.
I don't think I recall the flavor of Grandma's biscuits.
She specializes in blueberry scones, and
yes,
she does have corn muffins that she makes.
See, I forgot that they were blueberry scones. It's been so long.
You have forgotten my scones? Like Elvin says as she walks into the room. How dare you?
Maybe if you offer me one, I could remember what they taste like.
Oh, and don't forget this dwarf over here either. I do remember them.
Maybe
and I promise you I will never forget them.
We should introduce you. This is our friend, Grimby.
Hello, Grimby.
I still can't get his name right.
I have an annoying look on my face as I flash my eyes over to him. It is Grimbold, my friend, my dear friend here, who has proven himself in battle, does not prove himself well of remembering my name. but so be it.
Oh, I can understand that. I don't remember people's names much of the time. I could kind of go by Mr. Greenscarf for this dwarf over here, and for this young lady over here, have exposed knee, Mrs. Exposed Knees.
This is Estrid.
She points at one of the daughters of Gelvira. She's raising her daughter to be my granddaughter to be a hussy.
Well, maybe she's growing faster than her skirts, the length of her skirts.
Don't you be looking at my granddaughter, Elf.
Yes, we wouldn't want
I've heard about you.
It didn't take long.
The new fashions may make it easier to keep children in their clothes longer than a season.
But business has been very good at traveling through here. Trade has never been so vibrant going across the ford.
Excellent.
And we have partially you to thank for keeping it that way, as well as the Beornings, our neighbors, for keeping these lands clear.
You are very welcome, and we will thank the Beornings when we see them.
Oh, you are off to Beorn?
Yes, we are.
We have some business there.
Okay. He was in good spirits when he was here just last week. He and my mom were cooking together.
Well, blueberry scones will put anyone in a good mood. I've been thinking about them for 75 miles.
They have
Elvin breaks out a tray and says, "Well, you don't need to travel any further. Here you go."
Thank you. If we could get some fresh cider to go with this, it would be all the better.
The husband behind the bar goes, "Absolutely," and pulls out glasses and pours beer and mead for you.
Very good. They didn't happen to make
They
it.
only have beer and mead here.
Oh, good enough.
They didn't happen to make any honey cakes, did they?
Well, Bjorn did bring some through. We can sell some of these.
Oh, excellent.
Right from his own hive.
Scones and honey cakes, I'm all in. And a pint of ale.
Stick to the scones. Excellent. I fear my weariness falling off me as I eat.
I think we do need to restock for food because we lost our rations along the way.
Oh, you poor dear. Where have you been traveling from?
Near the river Anduin.
That's a very big place, little dwarf.
It is very big.
Traveled to many points,
Mm-hmm.
and will do more in the future.
And on it.
Well, in some places there's hardly a rabbit to find, so we will do our best to stock you up.
Thank you.
So, she gets us rooms.
She gets you rooms. As you get you rooms, Vira pulls Elbrimbor aside.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Elvira, how can I help you?
Gelvira.
Elvira.
My husband has heard word of war coming this way. Heard that there is risings in the east and horrible creatures moving from the mountains. I don't want to be ungrateful to the work the Beorns are doing, or to those like your friend, the ranger. But are they enough to keep an army if all the goblins pour out of the misty mountains and come rampaging their way to the east?
They will. We will help them, and they will be strong enough to.
Will my children be safe here? Are we too
hope,
far out?
We hope to keep you. We hope to keep you and safe and out of harm's way. That is why it's important to communicate with each other and travel and spread news so that we can prepare for the future. But I believe that that goodness will prevail.
One of the my locals here, Tinker, Turin the Tinker, he's a former adventurer, and he's offered to teach my children the way of the sword. I hesitate to take him up on this offer, but should they be prepared in that way?
If that is their calling, if that's what the children wish to do.
So during this discourse, I'm a little shocked, and I'm like, doesn't every young person need to be trained on the sword? I do not understand.
Not necessarily. They can learn a trade or a craft and look at what a successful business these folks here have, and they don't swing a sword at all.
She's far enough away. I can't.
This is a strange land.
You've been shown to your room, but you can come to the door and hear it.
Mm-hmm.
She's not whispering.
Oh, she's in the.
She's in the hall. I'll stop Ella Brimborn from going in.
I'll come out to the hallway and I'll say, if we should have word that there is imminent danger, we will warn you. But for now, I think you can abide. Better your children should learn to build up your wells and keep their skills. If danger comes, a child with a sword is no better than a leaf in the wind. Better they should learn to hide and rebuild. But we will warn you. Word will get to you if the danger is imminent.
I will send you a creature, an animal, a bird
Apparently you have missed a dangerous creature. And she produces a butcher's dagger in her hand and says, I will go into the room next door where that redhead woman has gone, and I will stab her in the back, as I have been ordered to do by Beorn. I know who she is. I know what evil she has done.
She has done no evil. She has done no evil.
She has captured many and put many into bondage. She has slain many and claimed them as her servants. She has raided many homesteads.
I don't think your information is correct. I think that these are things that are said of her. She is unfortunately bound to a family that has done violence, but that doesn't mean that she deserves violence, and it doesn't mean that she has done it. And you cannot be a judge and jury here and now. You've already welcomed her into your home. You can't turn your back on that.
I've welcomed her into the trap that Beorn told me to set for her. Or any of Viglin's allies.
Well, if we hope to achieve peace in the future, we cannot start by killing each other. That only bring on more war, and that would bring danger to your your children and family. Even though Bjorn gave you the order, we will take her to Bjorn, and Bjorn will be able to pass judgment on her if he believes that is.
Make a persuade roll.
demon.
TN 16.
Can I use a point of the fellowship?
You can?
Definitely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Good.
If not, I'd like to say
14 with a
It is-
Tengu.
It is good, your words, and it is wise. But these, I've known many who have been taken into bondage by her kin.
She is not her kin. She is not responsible for them.
She is part of them.
Are you not duty bound to us as well for helping your leg 11 ankle biter, and our rescuing her or saving her from that evil shadow?
Her eyes roll back into her head, and she groans. You would have me choose between my duty to Bjorn and my loyalty to you?
No, we would ask you for patience and allow us to take her to Bjorn so that we can meet with him.
It is, so be it. If you are heading to Bjorn, deliver her there, and good luck convincing him to hold his dagger, or his axe, more likely, than you did with me.
We will do our best to show that she has changed her ways, and hopefully she can change the rest of her family and prevent this war that may be coming our way.
And she nods and says, dinner will be served in 2 hours. Make yourself comfortable, of course.
Thank you.
So just as a precaution, I'm going to ask Astrid to...
Astrid's already gone into her room.
I'm going to tell her that she should probably come into my room, and, we should probably bunk together for the night.
You call through the door, there's no answer.
I don't call through the door, I will knock.
Okay, you knock, there's no answer.
I open the door.
You open the door, the room is empty. The window is open.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, I guess we can try to track her.
Can I see anything?
You see out into the front courtyard of the old fort. You see Turin the Tinkerer working on fixing a fence.
Well, I go in and tell the guys.
Tell them.
Can we track her?
You can try.
Yeah. Is her horse still there, or did she take her horse?
Her horse is gone.
Okay. So we can try to track her. I'll ask the horses if they recognize the scent of the horse or which direction left with her horse. Our horses.
Why are we going to track her? She's either gone back home or she's gone off to Bjorn herself.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid she's going to go and try to slay Bjorn, so...
She's not going to slay Bjorn.
She may use honeyed words to fly him her way.
Well, I know that bears like honey, but I don't think that he if he did indeed set a trap to slay her unawares, which would be worrying to me, then he's certainly not going to just sit and listen to her. In that case, I think we have more to fear for her than for him, but I don't know. I think that it's a waste of time to track her. She's got her own plans, and she's going to see them out.
I don't think it's a waste of time. I think we should follow her immediately. Speaking.
Okay.
Sure, try and catch up with her before she gets herself hurt or causes the war to occur.
My friends, I do not know this Astrid as well as you. Can she be trusted?
She can only be trusted as far as her interest goes. She's told us what she plans. I don't think that we have to worry about her starting the war. The war, by her own admission, the war is going to happen. I doubt that she is going to try to get it to happen sooner, since it's not in her best interest due to her romance.
I would agree with Thror, and we should follow her immediately in pursuit.
With what purpose? What's our aim?
To find her purpose. She, it sounds to me, again, I was...
She has to tell the truth, so we have to make sure she's safe about the owl-faced women. So I'm assuming that did she not bring her maidens with her?
Yeah, everybody's gone.
Yeah, so we need to make haste.
She's got... So we need to save her, even though she's got a cater of bodyguards. You know what I mean? That's... I don't... Okay, I just...
take her and the owl-faced women to the forest gate, at minimum. So we should at least ride forth and make sure that she either goes there or if she goes to Beorning, we make sure she doesn't get killed.
You are down here on the map, where I'm clicking. The forest gate. There's Easterly Inn. Go north. Got a shrink. Galvira's token.
I'd say she realized she was going to be unwelcome, and or she'd always planned to leave us and go on ahead.
I think it is one of the two. No question.
I don't think anything we do much is going to change what happens to her. I don't think her fate is in her hands, but I will act in along with you.
Let's ride.
So we'll leave some cash for our hosts and
leaving so soon?
Our plans have changed. Here's money for your pains. I'm sorry that we cannot stay and eat with you, but we did enjoy the scones.
Thank you very much.
We'll take what rations we can take as well.
Okay, it'll cost somebody a treasure.
Yep. I'm rich. It's all good.
Okay, you spend a treasure. You go outside. Turin is working on the fence. There's a whole bunch of horse prints all across the area in front of the longhouse.
You want me to make a...
I ask him if he knows what direction all the riders just left.
The ones who came out the window?
Yes.
Yep, they went northeast.
Thank you, sir.
So what direction is northeast? Towards the gate?
That is toward the gate and toward Beorn.
Right, okay.
Should I make a hunting roll? See if
you can make a hunting roll, yeah.
See how far ahead they seem to be and all that. Alright. gosh, that's not. I didn't. Might as well not. I rolled an Eye of Sauron. I thought it was a 4. And
Eye of Sauron. Okay.
And 10.
Okay. So you do roll an Eye of Sauron. You lose the tracks almost immediately and are riding out into an area. Make a athletics check.
I'm so glad I pumped up my athletics.
This is the horse riding stat.
Okay. Oh, come on. All right. 15 with the Tengu.
You manage to keep control of the horse as an otter emerges from a little stream and basically stares deer in the headlights at your approaching horse, and it screeches as your horse rears up on its hind legs, surprised by it, and you hold the horse steady on there. But by then you realize that you can't find the tracks anymore.
Alright, can I spend a couple minutes off the horse searching to see if I can pick it up and make another hunting roll?
You can backtrack a ways to figure it out.
Okay.
You backtrack, okay. And make another roll. It's now getting close to sunset.
Thanks, Garrett. Okay, that's better. 1-5 is not great, but a bunch of them could be. Ah, okay. So that's 18.
18, you find the tracks again and follow them. However, it gets to night and you can't see them anymore. You can proceed on a little bit further if you want to visit Beorn tonight. Or you can camp tonight.
What do you say, guys?
I say go to Beorn.
Okay.
Yeah, we should go to Bjorn. We still have. It hasn't been 2 months, so we have time if we have to go to the Force Gate.
Yeah, but the point is right now that we're just searching for her. So.
You press on.
Yeah.
At last you reach the oaken trees and hedges that surround the house of Beorn. And as you pass through the gate in the hedge, a horse approaches and goes at you. It turns and heads on down the path and looking back over its shoulders toward you as if expecting something from you.
We are coming, my friend. Tell Beorn Tell Beorn it is Elbrimborn, Thror, and Lorith, and our new friend who is a lover of horses, Grimbald.
Okay. It leads you down the path to the guest house, and it stomps its feet outside the door, and then turns to leave.
Okay.
What do you do?
We didn't give us any place to stable our horses, or they go
follow, right?
with us?
There's no place to... He didn't give you a place to stable the horses. He just took you to the guest house. But there's like a hitching post there.
Oh, we'll hitch them there, and we will get off them and give them their feed bags and freshen ourselves up and wait, I guess. Or at least I will. I mean...
Okay. Inside you find a bedroom with 2 king-size beds covered with wolf-hide blankets, and there are buckets of soap and water provided for washing up.
Thank goodness.
Who's washing up first?
Probably the fop.
I assume you are not talking about me.
I am not talking about you. We all know elves like to keep themselves pristine.
I can wait. It takes me a little bit longer with my long hair.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
gonna
okay.
go.
I'll go first. That's
I'll
fine.
comb my hair.
Prince wants to go
There's
first.
There's two, right?
Yeah, there are two
Okay,
buckets.
well, I'll also, I just want to splash my face a little and wash my hands, Not gonna-
My friends,
take
as
it
you
back.
know my story, for a time recently, I did not clean for 6 months. So obviously I am in no need. Luckily, the musk of the rider is not offensive to most.
Who let this guy join the group? Who let Stinky join the group?
Is that a truth among writers, or is it a truth universally acknowledged? Because I don't remember that.
It is a truth universally acknowledged by those I have met in my life. I'm sorry. No, it is not common amongst writers. It is a gift that I've been given by the gods.
Oh.
A few minutes later, after settling in, there's a knock on the door.
Come on in.
The door opens, and there is a tough-looking, red-headed woman. You can see her picture right there. You've met her before. It's Inalda the Spear Maiden. She does not smile at seeing you again. In fact, one hand rests on her hilted sword. What do you think you're doing here? You're getting the royal treatment because Gandalf and Radagast like you guys. Beorn barely knows you. Beorn will hear what you have to say, but if he isn't moved by your words, don't be surprised if you're relocated to the kennel.
Your words are gracious as always.
I thought you liked it.
I wasn't making
Alda?
any effort at courtesy.
Inalda,
Simply
you liked
trying
us.
to make my point.
I thought you were kind of sweet on me.
She gets flustered and storms out.
Oh, perhaps you're
Going to mention Buffy and slaying, but anyway.
Yeah. So.
An hour later, a dog scratches at the door and barks.
Okay.
I pat him on the head.
Well,
We follow him.
He leads
Follow
you
the
to
dog?
Beorn's hall.
I hope you brought the pipeweed.
I brought the pipeweed.
Good.
So I said, the best way to smoke a hive out is with smoke. Make a hive calm.
Well, don't light it unless he does first.
I will offer.
Anyway.
Beorn's hall is easily 50 feet high and 200 feet long. A great table sits in the center of the hall, surrounded by 2 large fire pits with chimneys in the ceiling above. 10 6-foot-high stumps serve as chairs, allowing the adventurers to take a place at Beorn's mighty table. The table is covered with honey cakes, breads, milk, and cheeses. And Beorn happily pours everyone a glass of mead. The last time you were here, you were trying to track down Legillivan of the Old Ford. Believe it or not, she taught me how to bake scones. She did.
We sampled her scones not long ago, and I can see why you would want to know that skill. Of course, it would have been easy for you to pick that up.
I can smell it on your breath. Makes me hungry thinking about it.
Well, we brought some with us. If you'd like to break bread with us.
I would gladly like to. So then he begins breaking bread and passing the food plates around. And he goes, from what Gandalf told me, you crossed most of Middle-earth and then some to save Legillivan. Is this true?
It is true. It was our duty to help and save her, and we did. And Gandalf actually paid dearly for us trying to help her.
Aye. I admire you, and I welcome you to my home. I can only imagine that what you have to say now is of equal importance. You have new faces amongst your number from the last time you were here. Please sit and introduce yourselves to your humble host. Next,
Sir,
those
I
of
am.
you who are new, think about how you want to introduce yourself, whether using awe or persuade or riddle.
There's no humility skill?
Yeah, really.
Courtesy is humility.
Oh, okay. Or song.
Or song if you are good at
Oh, song. Good.
Yeah, or inspire, right?
that. No.
No, not inspire. Riddle.
Riddle. If you want to be cagey with him.
No, you know. He's a weird
Well,
bird.
I'm awed of him, so I will try to. I think by now I have made a song of my story so far. I've said it so many times. I probably have made a song by now. So of course I sing the song to Bjorn in way of introduction in a very humble way, humble presentation to him, as I am in awe of being present of the famous Bjorn.
Okay, make a song roll.
And of being faded, so.
Okay, 10,
it is.
15, 18, 21 with no tengus.
21 with no tengus. That's a success. Interesting story. You have fallen by fate into their company. Do not.
I have indeed, sir.
Take lightly what fate delivers to you.
I will not, sir.
And who is this other one? Looks
Are you
at
addressing Thor?
Oh, I haven't met him yet.
No.
Oh.
No.
I am called Lorith, daughter of Círdan of the Dunedain. And I sing him a little tale of the fight at the bridge with the trolls.
Yep.
I can't use one of my travel rolls now. Huh?
No, you cannot. You can use hope or of company
No,
fellowship.
I'm gonna assume that it's not too impossible. Okay. I might fail it. Ah, bloody 6.
6.
Roll 6 for song.
He starts getting bored by the story and yawning onto there. Which brings us to this. He prefers valor over wit, so who has the highest valor score amongst you?
I got a 4.
I got a 5.
3.
So a 5 is the highest. There is one dwarf, so that drops the tolerance by 1. You guys is not fond of dwarves for some reason.
You
I love
didn't
that.
add one for Celebrimbor?
No?
He'd become more fond of dwarfs.
Yeah, but it's too soon still.
I can speak up, and
So
that'll.
you have 4.
up to-
If you get 4 strikes, the encounter with him ends. You
Okay,
have
so
one.
you're saying
You have
we're
one
one
success and 1 failure so far.
Ah.
I wouldn't mind saying something next.
All right, go ahead. The numbers
Bjorn.
are harder for you.
Sure, Bjorn. I recall your nephew Gerald, and he was a good friend. And I look around and see if I see the mugs that I had sent to Gerald.
They are there.
I point to the mugs and said, "As you can see over there, those mugs are mine. I've crafted those for him. He was a good friend, and I enjoyed doing battle with him at the Dragon Tide. And I am sorry for his loss. I hope you will accept my condolences, and he will always be remembered by the dwarves and by my people, as I am now Prince of Erebor."
I will let you make a courtesy or a craft roll.
probably the same, I think, actually. Let me double check which one's favored.
One of those of zooming in on your face as you talk, or the camera zooming in on
craft.
the
I'll do
mugs.
craft. It's a favored.
Cool.
All right. 2 Tengu. 12, 19, 23 with 2 Tengu.
2 Tengu? Excellent. You are off and running now. Gerald appreciated those. And what more, he appreciated his rivalry with you. It's important to have a rival. Someone to compare your prowess to always push you to higher and greater things. You provided a great service, whether it was in good fun or not.
Thank you, and he will always be remembered by myself and hopefully my new son when he was born. I will teach him about
to be a father.
I am.
Well, there's strength to this.
Oh, excellent!
Hooray! Huzzah!
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 Huzzah! To the fertile dwarf.
You don't hear of dwarves getting pregnant too often. It is something to behold.
I take it that this is not the reason for your visit here. This pleasant news.
No, it is not.
Be shy. Tell me what it is.
Did your kin? I forgot his name here. Hang on.
Come on.
Garifar. Did Grimfara? Did he make it here?
Grimfara has arrived.
He did.
And he left him. He arrived and spoke with Inalda since I was at the old ford.
We sent word with him.
I heard what he had to say, but I wasn't too sure. I thought it might be a trick by the Viglundings to try to lure me out to the forest gate with my host of my warriors, and then they would strike at my house and level it to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it seemed too convenient for information to have gotten here.
Yes, we were told of the gathering of their troops at the forest gate by Viglin's son, Vigler, who is not a worthy man. So it is possible that we are being drawn into a trap with you, but we needed you to know of such comings, and hopefully you can prepare yourselves in the event that an attack is made.
The forest gate is an important responsibility. It's key to the elves of Mirkwood for passage to the west. It's the main thoroughfare for trade from the west to Deo and Erebor. I'm entrusted to keep these lands safe. Viglin thinks he can take this key land without much resistance. He's dead wrong.
And it will be in just 2 months. It will happen. There is no
we were also involved in, if you recall, Petra Dribble Cup.
Hang on 1 second, George. Make a persuade roll.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, inspire roll.
Okay.
No, for Mary.
Oh, okay.
Sure I can't do it persuade?
Yeah, you're persuading him to a course of action, so sure. It's a borderline one.
It's not borderline for me. There's extra die. Alright. 3 and 12. 15 with 2 Tengus.
15 with 2 Tengus. Crud. You're knocking this out of the park. Inalda will lead you and many of my fellows to the forest gate to meet Vigland in battle. And I will be by your side. And if fortune smiles on me, I'll have Vigland's head in my claws before this is over. and he roars and he heads out.
What, we're
I
not
guess
gonna
there's
finish
no way
it?
we can talk peace.
The dinner's all left there. There are, on top of things, you all get 2 honey cakes.
Ooh, honey cake.
Very good.
So after he roars out, I say to my companions, should we have mentioned Astrid at any point, my friends?
Who is Astrid? Anolda
No,
is standing in the doorway.
not.
I thought he roared out.
He did roar out. Anolda came back.
Ah,
I know that name. That is the daughter of Viglund. Where is this wench? I wish to wet my blade on her with her blood.
A person is not guilty because their kin is evil. All of us have family members that have done things.
I have seen her burn villages to the ground
Well,
with my
we do
own
not
eyes.
know where she is.
Make a persuade roll.
What? Well, we don't know where she is.
I know, that's, but you gotta convince her of that.
Fuck. Why am I the one having to do all this?
You're the one talking.
Me and my big mouth. Come on. I'm rolling the fours. 15.
15?
No tangers.
Okay. So why did you mention her?
I didn't.
Yet
I believe I did.
you did.
So just out of character, I'm a pretty straightforward guy, and so I don't understand any subterfuge. So I am readily telling him the story, that I know, which is not much.
Ace did.
And I say, so, I wasn't there when Ace did, during this whole period of time. So all I know is that she escaped through a window at an ally's house, right?
Yeah.
That's all I know, and that's all I understand. I think very warlike in terms of tactics. So it seems very clear to me, So I probably talk too much when I shouldn't.
She was someone we ran across in the past. And she acted a little bit as an informant, but we don't know how solid she is as far as her actions go, and we're not associated with her. We don't fight for her or fight with her. But I believe she may still be saved into the good.
Make a riddle roll.
She was a key witness in releasing a friend of ours' son from the charge of murder and assassination. And so she had it was in our best interest to bring her to Beorn and to her father for possibility of being able to negotiate something or understanding. But she has escaped. We wanted to bring her to Beorn. She knew we were coming to him.
And if I understand the situation correctly, her escape from was that Langorian's house, or was that Galvira's house?
Galvira's house, the house at the Old Ford, it's called.
Right. So we might her actions may be explained amongst her known enemy, or her implied enemy, and the people. She might have felt fear of her life, and that might have been why she left. That might be her primary motivation. We do not know her true intent, I believe.
She has every right to be afraid. Every Viglund in this land not every Viglund, every Beorning in this land has been trained to slay or capture a member of Viglund's family on sight.
I should hope they would.
Is it possible, my friends, that she was ingratiating herself to get closer to attempt some no good? behavior? Is that a possibility?
No, we don't think so. I don't think so.
No, she didn't seek us out.
And she didn't have to do what she had to do.
No.
She did not have to be a witness. It did not seem in her best interest.
No.
She is important to us as she is able to clear our names of the responsibility as to the death of Petra Dribblecup's husband.
So I'm assuming that we're going to give this information.
Well,
Nalva.
I didn't get to talk to Bjorn, but I do have some information for him that you can be present as well. But I wish to tell him as well when he calms down from his rage.
He's not raging. He's gathering his followers.
Well, bring me to him.
She says, "As you wish." And she says, "Hop on back of my horse."
All right.
And she rides out into the darkness and comes to a area of the Anduin where you see it looks like large stones along the river. And as you get closer, you realize that they are large bears.
Just so you know, I'm staying and eating.
Mm-hmm. And the bears are roaring back and forth, very agitated at what the largest one is seeming to say.
Give me some paw, my main man. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I got some good news and bad news for Bjorn.
You stand before the giant bear.
Okay.
Oh.
I did not get to speak this to you earlier, but you know of Estid, the daughter of your foe. Yes. Well, are you aware that Grimfara has a relationship with
You just killed a guy.
Now I don't know if
and all the other bears are hollering, and Inalda says, "That's Grimfalda's father right there."
Oh.
Well, I don't know if these two children who have found peace amongst themselves can be utilized to help bring peace amongst a people, between two people, instead of losing everything in bloodshed. We had her in our keeping, and she escaped. She escaped us. We may not be very good for vigilant guards, but our intent was to bring her to you.
You are so close to getting eaten.
I don't care.
You know how Romeo and Juliet ended.
Yep.
A giant bear ate their friends.
I am so glad I did not go.
Make a persuade roll.
You can use a fellowship point.
I'm thinking to
Your
myself,
difficulty is 18.
You may need 3.
I think I understand
Be happy I
what
did
my
not bring it up to
companions
20.
were saying.
20.
It's 18. Be happy I did not make it 20.
This Ella Brimborn seems to have somewhat of an abrasive nature about him.
Not abrasive. It's just telling him important information.
He's
It's
not
important
the most
information. That's why I need to
discreet
tell
of
him whether his father is present or not. These children could be the link to peace.
men. Yeah, but did you have to tell them when they're all raging bears?
Yeah. Because before they take off or something like that, and they gain confidence, maybe they're going to gain confidence in Grimfara, and he's going to lead them straight into a trap. I know he is.
I agree, my friend.
I know he's
glad
your son. I know he's your son, but women have their ways of being able to twist men to to make choices that they didn't think that was brilliant and before, and this
Sexist pig!
so you should be aware of this relationship.
Sexism in gaming, right here, folks!
Oh my God.
So
Last
Elbrimborn,
gasket.
I never
Elbrimborn
said that all the
roars.
bears here were male.
What's
Several
that?
of the bears are stepping forward.
Elbrimborn roars with them too. Ha ha ha! I understand.
Oh boy.
Make a persuasion. How's your persuasion roll go?
You can use a fellowship point too, Mike.
Okay. Well, if I use a fellowship point, that will help.
You can use one.
All right, 16.
Chauvinist.
16 does not make 18. Any Tengus on there?
No.
Okay. Two of the female bears grab you and drag you into the river
Nice.
and hold you down.
All right. Well, this is no different than 2 sessions ago. So. Bears.
All right. What do you do? What does everybody do?
I'm eating.
Well, they don't know. They don't know that
you're
I didn't go with them.
they have no idea that I'm being dragged away. I went on my own.
Yeah.
yeah.
Beer Maiden.
You
Oh.
better, you better sing her a happy tune. You better, you know, praise the female bear or something.
Make an athletics check. TN 16 for holding your breath.
15.
15. You are beginning to pass out.
They probably won't hold you under till you're dead.
And
I would think not.
They just want.
when you come through, you are find yourself tied to a horse, tied to the side of a horse, and hear Anauda laughing and laughing as the horse rides back to Beorn's house. And she goes, "Oh, why did it take so long to get to see this? Why did it take so long for such silliness?"
It was funnier when we saw him tied to a bedpost.
Yeah, this is like normal.
So,
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's
hate
normal.
To see the bears hold him
as
down,
you're
but-
eating, you hear a horse arrive, and a soaking wet Elebrimborn is untied from the side of a horse.
Did he make a pass at you? I asked.
Apparently, I misspoke.
He insulted all of the female Beornings.
Wow.
I am starting to think that this is a regular
He means
occurrence.
Yeah,
I
Elbrimborn.
tell her.
You have far
Honestly,
exceeded
he
your
means well.
your
How
past
can you travel with him?
failures.
He speaks.
I
I
drink
speak,
more ale than I used to.
I speak wisdom, and if not speaking the truth, it is a truth that men can be persuaded by women, and that is a truth. So I did not speak falsely, and I did not mean to insult anyone.
Save
I
it for the
spoke
bears.
truth in time of concern and making war. All knowledge need to be laid before everybody here,
What did he say?
whether it's someone's son or daughter that's involved in the situation. My error is to make peace, and if everyone's concern is to solve everything with violence, I may not be present. I may be present on the side of the elves and let you guys bathe in your own blood.
He
He's
said-
So-
That's the way we'll
So
act.
am I present to hear this speech?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I might say, my friend, wouldn't it be better just to say that that love can sometimes create this kind of behavior instead of making it such a gender-based comment.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Then do you think you would have been torn apart by both the male and female bears?
I was only torn apart by female bears.
Then perhaps, what did he say, Renaud?
He said that Grimfara is having a relationship with Asted.
And what else?
Well, he said that women can entrap or manipulate men, is basically what he said.
And that I was concerned that Astrid may be influencing Grimfara in his decisions with his people, since he loves this woman so much. And
my friend, it seems to me you're.
No one wanted to listen to the fact that said I wanted to bring peace between these two children, just like they are. Everyone is hell set for war, and showed me such as much. So you guys can basically go forth and spill your own blood.
My friend, it seems to me the third explanation was the best. So they say the third time is the charm.
It does not matter.
Bjorn will ride with us
I will
at dawn.
I will go the way of the elves, and we will protect Mirkwood from our powers.
Bjorn will ride with us at dawn, and we shall head toward the forest gate.
Forest gate. Okay.
And Brimborn, thank you for the most amusing evening I have had in many years. And she blows a kiss to him.
Ooh.
We are not as amused as you, since we have seen him tied up many times.
She goes, the kinky kind.
Oh, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
He missed that last comment.
he missed
Great
it.
Repeat it.
Well,
That's
you
classic.
missed getting blown a kiss.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny.
I try to even give everyone paw there. But there's no reasoning.
Inalda blew you a kiss after giving her the joyous of seeing you tied to a horse.
Right. All right. Well, she should join our company because she can see it every.
That's what I said when you were gone. That's what you missed.
Yeah,
I think she enjoyed
it's either a
seeing
monthly.
bears
It's a monthly or it's based on the lunar cycle that I get tied up. So.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. She appreciated the kink. She appreciated the kinkiness of being tied up as well.
All right. So now we've got a mission within the mission within the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm feeling all Inception all of a suddenly. I forget who our first person to have to report back to is. But I think it's Viglund.
Vigler.
Yeah, we're supposed to go to Vigler at the forest gate to let him know who slayed Baron.
Because Sigland is serving as a
Well, I guess
servant for him until you have the bring this information to him.
Yeah, our evidence was Asted.
Yeah. How do you spell her name, Garrett?
Aestid.
Asted. Okay.
So you travel, begin the 70-mile trip by horse over easy terrain through free lands in the summer. Everybody make a travel roll for knowing this route. You've done this all before.
Where are we going?
You're going to the forest gate
With Bjorn.
with Bjorn.
Travel.
Oh,
Yep.
is my damage gone?
His damage is gone after sleeping at Bjorn's house and having honey cakes and everything.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, great.
Gandalf.
Gandalf, all right, you get a token, travel token.
18 with the Tengu.
I got it.
Two tokens?
No, I just got 2. Okay.
I got it.
20 with a Tengu.
What'd you say, George?
I just have a 14. No Tengus.
14? That's good. You've got a lot more of tokens here. Okay, so you travel about 10 miles north of Beorn's house, and you find a small camp waiting for you with 2 women dressed in owl attire and a red-haired woman sitting cross-legged by the campfire waiting for you.
What red-haired woman?
Asted.
Okay.
Asted and her
We are-
bodyguards.
We're going forward with the whole group, and she's there.
Yep.
All right. I go get Bjorn to introduce her to him.
Beorn is not quite around. Beorn keeps darting off as you travel to rally more people to this cause.
Well,
Inalda is, and she draws her sword.
Yep.
and we stand between her. Wait.
I'll stand as well.
She's
I asked
here.
him.
She would
Yeah.
not be here if there was not something important to say.
I
Why
agree.
did she put herself in harm's way?
I feared for my life when I heard what the old woman at the old Ford said, and I thought it would be best if I stayed out of the way until you got this far.
I don't think that was a wise decision.
I think it
We stopped
probably
her.
saved my life.
No, we stopped her.
No, it risked your life.
And now you're more suspect to our
I'm not
companions.
used to trusting others with my life. I have usually only can trust my own and my bodyguards. Frankly, they were in favor of returning home. And I told them no.
If you want your plans to move forward, plans that don't involve marrying one of your father's older Confederates, then you need to learn to trust the people who will be your people. Is that not
Well
so?
said.
That is so. I cannot argue with that. That is why I have waited for you here.
We need Bjorn to talk to this woman and for him to pass judgment on what she says.
Well, maybe we should try it out on Anelda first.
Yeah.
Analda is seething with anger looking at her. This is the epitome of her greatest enemy. And she has been preparing and training, visualizing the day that she would come face to face so that she could slay her.
Well, I would say, Astrid, now is the time to make your case with Anelda, and make it quick. I don't think she has much patience.
No, and she believes that you have done great damage.
Analda,
You might answer for those charges.
I have done horrible things. But as I have grown older and had more time away from my father, I have seen the evil that it is. And I wish to be away from that, to no longer partake in such deeds. And I've found redemption, I hope, in the arms of one of your own kin. And she goes, and Alda looks and and raises an eye and goes, Grimfara? My brother? And Astrid nods and says, I wish to marry your brother. And Inalda says,
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Sorry.
I don't know whether to embrace you or to slit your throat. Stick with these people. They will protect you. while I figure things out. And she hops back and says, "Get on your horse. We ride."
And as she does, I tell her, "What do you think your brother would say to you if you killed his lover? What do you think that would do to him?"
It would not do well with him.
I would, although I don't know Astrid as well as anybody else, time to talk to her and convince her not to distrust our alliance any further. Play it straight from this point forward, and it would probably
The
do
Ranger
well
has
with
made
you.
her point very clear about you. If I am to find family and fit in with these Beornings, then I need to learn to start trusting them. But it is hard,
Indeed.
so when they draw blades every time that I am around.
Everyone has to pay the price for their past, at least a little.
Now is the time, Astrid, to build trust with your new ally.
This woman rides alone in her world. Her shameful past almost destroyed her. She is battling the army of her darkness, and she's riding forth for the goodness of her own name. Shall we not sound the horns as she approaches? We must make a fierce battle of her love with her true espoused.
Such a romantic.
And
Oh my gosh.
and the rhythm of drums and love go forth to end this battle and conflict.
Make a song roll.
Oh man, Ella Brimborn.
I think to
17
myself
with a 17 with a tango.
That's good
I cannot
enough.
decide. I cannot
she
decide
looks at you
whether
with a tear in her eye and says, "I liked you better when you were held underwater by bears."
I want to take a 5-minute intermission.
And yeah, we'll take. This is a good place for a 5-minute intermission.
perfect.
Get to a
Ella Brimborn is comedy relief and poetry.
He sure writes pretty poems for a douchebag.
Right. Except he always rolls low.
I'll be back.
All right, I'm getting another beer.
I'm eating a little more.
And we are back. So, as you travel along, Anauta leads you between two hills that seem to have been split in twain by a giant's axe. And Anauta explains, from atop those hills, you can feel the four winds blowing. You can smell the storm clouds gathering above the misty mountains, and hear the thunder rolling across the Bay of Umbar. Those who know are marked amongst the Beornings, can predict the weather, even control it. I am not one of them, but I went up there last month and can tell you with utmost certainty, prepare yourselves for a winter like we haven't seen in a long time. So, you want to talk about that, or you happy to just ride on?
They control the weather.
There are those that are blessed and have a sign upon them that allows, I do not know what it looks like, but they can control the weather when they are on top of that hill.
That's a great gift indeed.
I have not seen one in my generation.
Well, I hope the one may be among us soon. It could aid the battles very well as profit the land in peace.
That it could. When traveling in a hurry across the lands, you're glad you have to do it here in the East Middle Vales, with grassy hills and a few trees to waylay your journey. You feel like you're being delivered to your destiny at the forest gates with how fast and easy the travel is. Huge swarms of bees keep up with your horses, like an airborne contingent to your army, and even foxes follow for miles, as if heeding Beorn's call. And at last, Beorn returns amongst you, and sniffs and says, I smell the daughter of Viglund.
Sure, it's not a door.
And Anauta says, she is...
There's not Grimbald, he isn't big.
She is... she wants to marry my brother. And you believe her?
We believe her.
I do, she says.
We speak up and say we believe her as well.
She has shown herself to be trustworthy to us.
Beorn calls back, and several Beornings bring a gagged young man to in front of them and throws him to the ground.
Is it goodwill hunting?
It is goodwill hunting. And says, what do you have to say about this? He goes,
They removed the gag.
yeah, they removed the gag. At first they didn't, but then they figured it out. I love her. That's all that I can say. From the moment that I met her, she didn't know I was a Beorning. I didn't know she was Viglunding. It was just love at first sight. You cannot recognize the sign of one of Viglund's after all that we have trained you? Beorn roars. Because I did not expect such beauty from Viglund's blood. Nor I, someone so not as hairy as from yours, Beorn, Aested says. And Beorn looks at her with a look that says, I am ready to snap your neck. What do you do?
She's pledged to help.
Pledged to help what?
She has pledged to tell the truth about what had happened to Petra Dribblecup's husband and meet us at the forest gate.
Petra was captured in her travels by Viglundings. Tell me what you know of her. What's become of her?
We did not know she was captured. When we last left her, she was headed back towards this way to her old home.
Yeah, does he mean before?
When she got to her home, her homestead was raided.
That Vigler did not keep his word is one thing.
Asted had nothing to do with that. She was nowhere near there. We are certain that it was her brother, though. Viglar, who was most likely behind that. He's been trying to enslave her for quite some time. But Asted has so far told us the truth and has acted honorably with us. Although we have not known her for long, her heart does seem to be changed as she has fallen for one of yours. So should we not let love lead us?
Should we not let love rule? Sorry.
Should we not let weakness in our armor go with us into battle? She can be use things against us.
Wait a second, I get grounded for that statement.
I think Gandalf would tell you that in love there is
It
always...
sounds so much better coming from
there,
Bjorn
Bjorn?
now. It sounds so much better coming from Bjorn.
Watch it there, Bjorn.
I think Gandalf would tell us that in love there is always risk, but you cannot refuse to follow it when it's there.
Make a persuade roll.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Can I use a point of...
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you! Okay.
You have 2 left.
Okay.
That's 10. 16 with a tango.
I see what you mean. I have known love over the years, and I would not hold it in a way out of reach to any of my own. If you love this woman, you walk at very, very grave risk, but one I will not stop you from. If she can save Petra's son, then she needs to go with us. So let us travel. Everybody make a travel roll.
Okay.
Ella Brimborn will do a travel song. We'll try to roll to give you guys travel dice.
Is
too.
this a TN of 12 again?
This is a TN of 12, yes.
Okay.
Got a 16 with the tango.
I got a Gandalf and 7.
Gandalf
Okay.
has a 7.
Yeah.
That's an
I got a
automatic
7.
success.
17.
9. I got a 9.
You got a 9. You take 2 points of
Fatigue.
fatigue.
Got it.
This is Ella Brimborn's travel song. Ella Brimborn means virility, master of poetry. Every woman wants him, so sexy it's a sin. If you want a special tryst, he's the elf you can't resist, unless you have a rope.
Wow.
Nice. Did you just do that now?
Yeah.
Nice.
This is
very
the
good.
not safe for work version of the one ring.
I was going to say, we just changed our rating.
The one ring.
Okay. So some of you are a little bit weary from the travel, and some of you are reinvigorated by Ella Brimborn's song as you travel.
You want me to roll a song roll?
Yeah, make a song roll.
To see if they even get points for that? Because
They'll probably get points for it. It's just how much.
15 song roll.
15. Okay. That's good enough. So they gain. What does that give them?
It gives them the 2 dice to travel.
So we already had the 2, so now we have 2 more?
No, like, I don't know. That was the actual... I said I was going to sing a song,
Yeah, so
and that was the song that I sang.
Okay,
So I get
those of you
2
who
more now?
failed, you can roll 2 more dice
Excellent.
on your roll.
Now I have 17 with a Tengu.
That's a success.
Excellent. Now, Garrett, can I ask you a question out of character for a second?
Yeah.
Now, when do you actually check the skill group box? Do you do that every time you have a success or every time you have a Tengu?
First, one time you get a normal success, one time you get a great success, one time you get an extraordinary success.
The 3. I got it. Awesome.
I don't understand what you just said.
When you get a normal success, when you get a Tengu on a success, you check one of those boxes for next to the skill categories.
Okay, I've just been checking one box for each success.
No, one time for when you get a normal success, one time when you get a great success, and one time in that row for when you get a.
So really, the 3 boxes represent, basically
so you can
0.
only get to 3 boxes and you can't get afterwards.
Yes.
Once they're full, you can't get more.
Yes.
So if you get like 1 Tengu or 2
ever telling
Tengu.
me that. So now I have to redo all my counting. That explains a lot.
Don't go redo everything.
Well, just what I have. Okay.
All right.
I'll wind it down.
Just to explain, Ella Brimborn took a feat where he wrote a travel song, and when he sings a travel song before we travel, it cheers everyone up. He has to do a song roll, and if he does well, then basically everyone can add those 2 dice to 1 roll. Travel roll. Because we were doing really bad at travel when we started this game.
5. Let's roll for Beorn.
I think that as far as story-wise, I'm going to say that whenever you sing that song, I'm going to use the 2 dice.
Right away.
Yeah. Just to, like you're trying to sing us to cheer us up, I'm going to just make my own rule.
Right.
And we'll roll for Inoda.
Just erase the rest of them.
She does not have a skill in travel. She has skills in battle and awe. She has a good skill in awe. 12 is 15, so she does not take any fatigue in her travel.
Wow. Good rolling.
Yep. Okay. You reach a great arch of trees. I'll show you what it looks like. Minus the wizard standing in photobombing the shot.
A great arch of trees or an arch of great trees?
Great arch of trees.
What does that mean?
Should we be riding forth with a flag of truce?
Well, you'll see. The path is clear of cobwebs. Elves know where to look up into the trees to see the sentries. Today there are 10 times the number of elves at the posts than there normally would be, Elebrimborn.
Hey!
On the
Hey,
horizon,
guys!
on the horizon to the north, you can see the campfires from Viglundings' camp. They're in position to strike. They might have even been here for days and simply waited for the chance to charge and run their weapons through elves and Beornings. What do you do?
Where's Bjorn?
Bjorn is with you.
Oh. We have first to take. We call Astrid towards us, and have her call out her evidence.
For that, we have to go to that camp.
She can call out to the gate and say, tell him to meet us there at the gate to settle this matter.
It's a series of circles of tents that is their camp. It's not a walled fortification.
I know. We're hardly going to just go in among them. They can haul their butts to the friggin' gate. He can call his butt to the gate directly and talk to us.
Can we do does anyone have a horn? We can summon them?
Oh,
I probably do have a horn. Yes.
And we
Standard equipment, I believe.
We could call them out to meet us at the edge of camp under a flag of truce.
Sound the horn of the declaration of love between these two.
Ha 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 ha.
I don't think that's what we're going to be talking about right away. That might not be the thing to bring up right now.
I think that was retreat.
Whoops.
A couple, you see some movement in the camp, and then a man on a very powerful horse. You're even thinking that this horse might come from the stock that the Rohirrim, the Mirases come from.
Stolen.
No, from same lineage from up in this area. So he rides forward and goes, Princess Astrid, hop on the horse. That we have 50 archers aimed at them. If they do anything, they will fire.
I guess we'll find out now how trustworthy she is.
She's here.
I would not be hasty. I would not be hasty, my lord. There are elven archers here that will put 2 arrows in every one of your archers before they loose their bows. Let us talk peaceably.
I find that
you do not have the upper hand here. You have come to the kingdom before the gate of the kingdom of the elves. You are our guest.
I move behind Astrid.
Yeah, no doubt.
Masters.
We came here.
You will kneel before us before the week is over.
We came here to give evidence as we promised. She can give the evidence.
I don't know anything about evidence.
Call for Bueller.
He will not
in
come
the matter
out to
Petra's
to
son.
the foot of his enemy.
You will bring him out, and I drop my helm. You will bring him out, or he will be perceived as a coward by everyone.
He does not care what you Beornings and freaks care about him.
He set us a task and we completed it, and he wished to meet us here.
I will go and speak with him.
Yeah, I was trying to do all on him.
You will come with us.
She will stay until she's given her evidence, at least.
Ace did, and she nods and says, I'll be okay. The rider goes off, comes back about 20 minutes later and says, Vigler demands that you come to his tent and entreat with him. No harm will come to you. As a reminder, he still has Sigurd.
Ella Bramborn will go.
Oh, jeez.
No, we'll all go.
We'll go.
Yep. We can all go.
We'll ask Beorning to. Do you trust that we will represent this well?
If Bjorn wishes us to. Unless he wishes to go in his stead, and we will come in his company.
Bjorn is not welcome in our camp.
We're going for the
Unless his head is severed from his body.
Okay. I guess it'll be us.
He's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Makes great honey cakes.
Yeah. He's a great hostess.
He learned how to make scones recently.
With the
You're
mostest.
missing out. So we'll go forward.
You go forward? Okay.
We're going to give our evidence and...
Give your evidence. You ride into the camp. Siglin's camp is very well fortified. There are half a dozen spear-wielding guards patrolling the outer edge of each quadrant. The camp's arranged in circular rings. The outermost ring consists of slaves and servants, plus their work sites and latrines. This includes laundries, kitchens, and places for the pleasure of the flesh. There are half a dozen spear-wielding guards in each quadrant, more concerned with slaves running off than spies from the Beornings. The next ring inward houses the grunt foot soldiers, their mess tables and weapon armor tents. Cooks walk between tents selling roasted meats and mugs of ale. And the next inner layer houses the horses and cavalry, plus Vigland's officers. And finally, the innermost circle houses Vigland and Vigler's personal tents. This area is guarded by 8 elite spear-wielding guards. Vigland is in there sparring with Vigler as you see him. And as he is obviously no match for Vigler, and it is easily backed into the tent's walls, where Saviga, the goblin, slashes at Sigland at the ankles with his short sword, forcing him closer into the back into the fray.
This isn't what you swore would happen. You said he would be free.
He is free, but he is learning how to fight.
If he's free, then allow him to leave this camp. As well as Petra.
Petra is was not taken here. Vigler smiles and says, "Eat, drink tonight, for tomorrow you'll die with the Beornings." And plates of venison and whole roast pigs are brought into the tent. Servants keep giving you overflowing mugs of ale. And Vigler picks up a pitcher and starts drinking from that.
We are here to conclude this matter. You have spoken with Aested and understood the evidence?
No, I have not. She said she was waiting for you.
Then bring her here.
She's right here. And you see her in her full armor sitting in one of the thrones.
My lady, will you give your evidence now?
Brother, the man who was slain by one of my bodyguards. I have a house a little cabin that is a retreat of mine along the path of serpents, and he got too close to it. My bodyguards got too anxious and slew one of them. This is all my fault, and the boy should be set free. And he listens and goes, "Okay, Siglin, you are free of my charge, and you may go with these people, but I warn none of you to speak of what you have learned concerning my sister to anyone. So head on out. I have a war to prepare in the morning."
All you will accomplish is to destroy the land you seek to gain. Why would you do this?
Because then it will be mine.
The land was not yours to begin with, and it won't be yours in the end. You're wasting your efforts.
That is where you're wrong, Ranger.
Do you call yourself leader of this tribe?
My father is leader. I
Where
am
is your-
the head lieutenant.
Is the father still there?
He is in his tent.
I wish to challenge him for leadership of this tribe.
Wow.
Wow, that's a twist.
Nice twist. They call him out. A couple of slave girls follow him and put on their robes. As Viglund puts on his armor and steps forward.
Very good.
Here he is.
Shall we head outside?
Okay.
They step out into the middle of the area. And
They got a good demo plan. I don't know. I might join these guys.
Viglund, page 29.
Thror, are you sure this is the correct path forward?
I don't know. It sounded good.
Sounded good at the time.
What will I tell your wife?
Yeah, really.
We will not mention anything to his wife.
You can. If I die, tell her I've chosen to fight the shadow as I had promised her.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be of great comfort to her.
Okay. He comes forward, huge as Beorn.
Like to do a battle roll before we
with a great beard, and he looks at you, and you both do battle rolls.
All right.
Got any battle songs to sing?
Battle songs? I'll look and see if I have anything.
With a 6, he gets 2.
Very good. I got a Tengu. Just one Tengu. Dum dum dum.
If you win over this tribe, I hope you're gonna disband the sex slavery kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking.
The slavery period.
It's worth just to kill these people just to free all the slaves.
Might get one night and come on, guys. No, I'm kidding.
If you take control and free them, I'm sure you'll have plenty of companionship Should you?
Yeah,
want
I got
it.
rope.
Good point.
Of course. Then you have to convince me to turn a blind eye so I don't have to tell Mare, because now she thinks I'm her little spy and helper.
Okay.
I thought we were spying on you.
So, he's sizing you up, and you get to make the first move.
All right, I will engage. I'm moving defensively.
Going defensively, okay.
Okay. Step forward.
No, that's rearward.
Can't move. Oh, there I go.
There you go.
All right. And
With your
I
magic?
swing away. 2 Tingos and a Gandalf.
Nice.
Oh, extraordinary
Nice.
success.
With
Oh,
dramatic.
Can't do better than that.
Wow.
So,
Okay, that is, he's got to roll his armor.
yeah, my injury is 18.
Nope, he takes a wound.
All right, and 24 of endurance.
24 of endurance, he falls back and takes half of it.
Oof.
Haven't seen that mechanic used yet, have you?
Yeah,
That means he doesn't get to take his turn.
very
Wow.
good.
Nice.
And I will swing away again.
Might have been a better plan than I thought it was.
No, don't jinx me. 1 Tengu, but no edge. So 11, 17, and 8, 25.
That hits.
1 Tengu, but no edge. So
Okay.
that 6 plus, or no, so that's 17.
17, he falls back again. You are walloping on him. Viglar from the side is not going to play fair and is going to sing a song to motivate Viglar.
Vigland.
Vigland.
Are you going to counter his song, Celebrimbor?
Yeah,
I will. I will if he doesn't.
I already got my song written down.
16. That is brings him back up to 11. Okay. All right. Ella Brimborn, go for it.
All right. The foe was lured dense into the wood to open the show as the fair dwarf let forth a mighty blow. A warm rain of the slaver's blood fed the trees as Vigland falls down to his crumpled knees.
Excellent.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very nice.
And
So roll a song roll, or
yeah, make a song roll.
21 with a Tengu.
Nice.
21 with a Tengu. He cannot use his awe action on this round.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay.
I will try to use I will use the defensive stance protect companion to protect Thror. If someone tries to attack Thror, I will intercede.
Me
You
too.
might want to get those fairy lights ready.
Okay. Thror, it's your turn.
All right.
I could be using it.
I mean, it's
Very
not fair to
good.
use them now, but if things go south,
14
if they,
Yeah, I'm already a little bit on edge because
and 7. So 26, 1 Tengu, and no edge.
No
Still
edge. Good. Okay. That hits.
Yeah, I think we're all on guard here.
So damage of body 17.
17. He's got to fall back yet again.
Wow.
Every blow you've done would have taken him out if he doesn't fall back. Viglar rushes forward at this point to intercede.
I will try to intercept Viglar.
Yeah, I will
see that.
Okay. I'll hold him back with the sword or whatever.
He's gonna beg for his father's life, you know.
He's gonna pull his father out of this.
Okay, we'll let him do that.
You surrender? I say to Viglund.
You will retreat.
I will retreat from this fight, but you will all die. Will survive tomorrow's battle. I do not surrender my position, but I surrender this battle.
But the surrender of this battle means that he is victorious and takes leader.
So how many people?
Turns to all the guards.
How many of his
How
of his
many
people
of you
have
will follow a
this?
dwarf? And they all go, kill the dwarf! Kill the dwarf!
As I thought.
I'm going to sing some song about honor and the lack of it.
So.
I look at
Try to
and raise my eyebrows.
She nods.
I'm looking for a sign from Asted. Does she want to come with us or not?
No, she wants to stay.
She wants to stay.
Okay.
All right.
These guards gather around as and Asted reveal.
You feel you're worthy? You can meet me on the battlefield tomorrow.
Asted, if you stay tonight, you set a path for your future.
She says, I know what I'm doing.
She knows what she's doing.
Maybe she's
Hey, Dolores.
I bow my head.
And guards with spears start pushing their way forward towards you.
We grab Siglund and leave.
Okay.
Or I grab Siglund and I leave. About the rest of
we all leave. I would definitely say something, a parting, maybe a song.
Like what?
Well, some kind of song saying that about do you have no honor? You've witnessed the challenge and the acceptance of a challenge, and yet he does not yield in a honorable fashion. Some kind of song to that extent.
Okay, make a song roll.
Okay, 1 Tengu. 17 with 1 Tengu.
Some of them talk amongst themselves while the generals basically clamp down and yell at them to shut up. And most of the groups are looking and goes, bear lover, bear lover, bear lover.
Okay, I made my point.
All right, so Elebrimborn says, you face the Prince of Erebor, not some slaver who's the son of a whore. Your foul spittle you use
here we go.
as words smells worse than a bear's turds.
And combat begins.
God, Jesus, are you serious? They swore, that we would have safe passage.
You can use your action to stop this.
Elebrimborn, you may want to act.
What's that?
You may want to act with your lights.
Well, we're in their encampment.
We're in their encampment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will leave, giving them the save it for the battlefield tomorrow, boys.
I tell everybody to look away. In our party.
They continue to advance on you.
Light them up.
I turn and I say, "You swore we would have passage after we'd done your bidding."
Viglar laughs. That was before you got nasty.
We allowed your father to be taken from the field before he was broken.
He accepted an honorable challenge.
Men,
and you talk
stand
about us.
down. We slay them tomorrow.
I nod.
Who said that? Viglund or
Viglar.
There we go.
Viglund's being tended to in the his tent.
Oh. I hope he eats a raw frog.
Thank you, my lord. We will see you tomorrow on the field of battle.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
Look you in the eyes.
I tell Siglin, we'll do what we can to see to your mother's safety when this is over.
Okay. Do what you can to that. Then we do a flash cut to as you return to Beorn's camp, which is now set up. And there are a bunch of troops that are washing up and getting ready for the evening meal and things. And amongst them is Petra. She has come to be a archer in Beorn's army.
Ah, well, that's good.
Then we reunite her with Siglin.
You see her you see that she has a loose shirt on and is bending over to wash up, and her shirt rides up on her back a little bit so that you can see her lower back, and on it you see a birthmark which looks like a hill that has been cloven in two as if by a giant's axe.
What was that again?
It was the same
She's
place
got
that
the
we were.
mark. She might be able to control the weather.
Remember?
I say, Petra, there is a better place for you to stand during the battle.
Yes, right where I can put an arrow into Viglund's face.
I call Ronalda over.
Inada, she
Yes,
looks over and goes,
Ronalda.
"This is the sign. Woman, do you not know the power that you wield? You are able to control the weather by the force of your will. This could change the entire course of the battle."
Take her to that place. And can't.
My place is
she may
here.
need training. No,
There is no training. I don't know how it works. You know as well as I.
Are there any of the older folk that might know?
If there are, they're in the villages scattered throughout. You need to get her there as soon as possible.
Can we roll lore to see if we know of anything?
Sure, roll lore.
All right.
If you have enough.
Ella
lore,
Brimborn got
but I don't know.
22
Yeah,
with
that'll do.
a
Okay.
tango.
Yeah.
So
I got an
need to roll with-
18.
You don't need to roll.
I'm mean, I have lore, and I have lore of Arnor.
Lore of Arnor is just fine. You don't need to roll.
Okay.
You can just declare it.
Okay, I have lore of Arnor as one of my features.
Yep. What did you get, George?
And 18.
18? No?
22 Tengu for Elebrimborn.
What was the number?
22 with a Tengu for Elebrimborn.
You know? Okay.
Yeah. He said, Elebrimborn says to Petra, he said, you promised me the arrow of Dragontide, the Dragontide festival, if I was able to free your son from the false accusations. I ask you to surrender over your arrows and bow to me and focus on controlling the weather.
You know that she has to get to the top of the hill over there and focus her attention on a specific place and feel through her mind, concentrate really hard on creating the type of weather she wants.
Can I maybe send birds away to try to find Kingfisher and see if he can come and grab her and take her to the top of the mountain to aid us in the battle?
Indeed you can.
Well, yeah, but her actions have to be coordinated. I mean, if she's just controlling weather in this way and that way, our army has to know what she's going to do, more or less. I mean, I think Bjorn needs to talk to her, or whoever, the leaders need to know. So there has to be
coordinate tactics between the weather and
yes. At least.
Well, I'm just trying to get her from point A to point B.
Yeah, get her there, but we've got to coordinate. It doesn't really do if she's planning this kind of thing and everybody's going.
The last I saw of this done was when the goblins came down from the mountain, and the wielder of the cleft was able to have a great snowstorm come in and create an avalanche that caved in the attacking goblins from their mountain perches.
Well, we've got different ground here. Perhaps if the wind began right now and blew out the fires of the camps and caused disarray, to begin with, it would
perhaps
help the armies.
if there was war winds that would eliminate the armies.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps.
Well, how about a storm that focuses right on the center of the camp and lets all the slaves and the slaves on the outer ring of the camp free? Focus the weather right in the center where we know the outlying layout of their campment.
Bjorn looks at Petra.
The cowards hide behind their slaves.
Bjorn looks at Petra and says, "Do you feel like you can accomplish this?" She goes, "I don't know, but I will." And she looks at you and says, "We need to go immediately. Take me out to the cleft."
Get on the fastest horses.
You get on the fastest horses.
You ride like hell.
Okay. As you take off from your camp, a whole group of guards take off from the other camp, trying to intercept you. Elite cavalrymen on war horses.
Great.
You are on regular strong horses, which are. Do you have a horse that is Mirus?
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yep. Do you have a horse that's a Mirus?
So he was the lieutenant's horse. So he is probably. Let me look at my book here.
He might be one of the Mirrors then. It's not all the horse of the Rohirrim are of the Mirrors.
I know, but I was just wanting to make sure before I calculated what
he would be a courser.
Be a courser? Okay, so that counts as a war horse for.
Yeah, he's a war horse.
So we have stats for them, stats for that. And so you guys are in a chase scene.
Can we use our travel rolls for this?
Not your travel
Can we do battle
rolls.
rolls?
This is you can, I will let you roll battle rolls.
Gents?
I am going to. This comes waiting for.
Let's make some extra points for ourselves while we can.
Yep.
Noise. Oh, two
I got a
Tengus
Gandalf.
and a Gandalf.
Ooh, nice. I got a Gandalf and 12. No Tengus, but a Gandalf.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Elebrimborn got an Eye of Sauron.
Oh. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
I got a 20 and a Tengu.
Nice.
I got a Gandalf and two Tengus.
Wow.
Gandalf and two Tengus. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 20 and one Tengu.
So that's a couple of different Gandalfs.
Yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Plus the so you are riding along there. You guys are on to here. Let's clear some more space on the map.
Well, if they go out, won't the elves engage them?
You're running away from the forest, so the elves are in the forest. So if you got people going to the forest, yes, that would be the case.
Okay. Well, I can't really visualize this that well, especially not here.
If this Mirkwood is over here and the Cleft of Shadows is over here, you're riding from the forest gate over to the Cleft of Shadows. They find some riders.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me where their camp is in relation and all that. So they're on the other side. If they
here
is
the forest gate.
Mm-hmm.
Here is your camp, pretty close to the forest gate. Their camp is north up here.
Okay.
I don't know if we see that.
I was doing it with my hands.
Ah.
I have no natural sense of direction. I get not getting it from my mother.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 opponents. Okay. To see how well you do on that, pick your stances for battle.
On horseback?
Yeah.
On horseback? All
On
right.
horseback.
Defensive.
You are start three squares ahead of them.
Elebrimborn will rearward.
Can I be rearward too, or?
Yeah, there's enough for that. Oh yeah, and Petra is going to be on this chase too. She can fight.
I'm going to do a charge. I go.
You're going to charge them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You bet. You betcha. I've been waiting for this.
I designed this encounter for you.
Yeah. So I'll have to roll an attack. So I go first. I have to roll athletics.
You want to go forward? Roll an athletics for rolling.
10.
I'll be on the
15,
horse with Petra. Can I be on the horse with Petra?
22.
Sure. What stance do you want to go on?
I'll be defensive.
Defensive. Petra, your rearward, and Elebrimborn, your rearward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got a 21 on your charge.
22
22
on the athletics check, and then I have to actually do it.
That's for the ride. Okay.
That's for the athletic, and then I have to do the charge, which is going to bore my horse size.
Your horse size is 4.
And how many battle
Yep.
things did you say we had? 7?
You have 7. You want to use a fellowship point for your charge? A battle thing for your...
Yeah, sure, why not?
All you have to do is describe how this, how you're using the terrain to help you out in this attack.
Okay, so I'm going to... There seems to be a little rise, and I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a jump in the...
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Like your new cup?
Mm-hmm.
6 to 8. 18. Plus my horse size. 22. No Tengus.
22, no Tengus. And that's against... you're in open. 6 plus their parry. Their parry is 5. 11. That is successful. You charge up to the guy. How do you do damage with this? You there, Steve?
Got a spear?
23 damage.
Ooh,
23
nice.
damage.
Nice.
They have an endurance of 18. You killed one outright.
I did not get edge.
That's okay. You managed to slay the guy and knock him off his horse.
Are they demoralized yet?
And just so you know, I will be wheeling. I will be wheeling and charging again.
Okay.
Nice. This is where finally you get to
I've been waiting for this.
I know.
boom. Yes.
And I've been trying to find a way to put this in for you.
Yes.
Nice, thank you.
No problem. Now that brings us to Thror. Thror, you want to try to do this?
I'm riding with Petra, so I'll have to follow her lead where she leads the horse.
Okay. I need to give her a icon. She's can't go rearward because there's already 2 rearward. She's going to go open.
I don't usually, but I figured since we're on horseback, I'd use my bow first and then my longsword.
So she will make Petra will make a athletics roll. Athletics, skills, personality.
Actually, I should have gone balls out.
Yeah, she's not engaging.
10. I know, but she's got to do this to figure out how far she rides. 15,
Right.
18, 20. No Tengu, so she manages to move 1 square ahead. And she's in charge. She's got in charge of her horse. Thor, what do you want to do?
Well, I am defensive, so I'm just riding behind her.
All right, you want to stay where you were at and just keep a
I'll,
defensive.
if I can move in a
or do you want to?
Defensive to defend her if anybody tries to swing at her.
Okay, so you just let her get a little bit ahead and create right in a sentry position.
That's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
He's on the same horse with her.
Oh, you're on the same horse as her.
Yeah. He's riding
Okay,
with
I didn't
her,
get
right?
that. You're on the same horse as her, or are you riding separate?
Yeah, I'm riding with her on her horse.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that way I can protect her. And...
All right, so you're on the same as her. So
Yeah, so he's protecting her from around, you know.
Where is Ella Brimworm's icon? There
Which is
it
a good idea.
Lorith, are you riding on the same horse as Ella Brimborn?
Fuck no.
Okay. Ella Brimborn, what do you do?
I am riding forth, letting out a volley of arrows. Because I get that shot ahead of time, and then a regular shot. Opening volley.
Alright, so make an opening volley, first of all.
13.
13 does not hit them. Make your
All
other
right.
attack. For your other opening.
Second attack is 24 with the Tengu.
24 with a Tengu hits.
Nice.
What's the damage?
10. Right? I add my body to it, or
Yep, you add your body.
10.
10, that drops him down to 8. Okay. And now for your move, you can roll your athletics for riding your horse.
Okay. I get a Gandalf, so I do it. I'm standing on my saddle. while I'm shooting.
Cool. Did you get any Tengus on that roll?
No.
Yeah. Oh, just a Gandalf.
No, just a Gandalf. Okay, so you move 1 square, and you're standing on your saddle, and you can make an attack. The target number goes up by 4 for a attack while on your horse.
You can always use a battle roll.
What's that? Oh, I get to attack again?
Yeah, this is your next. This is your turn.
Okay, like with the sword, or
Well, with your bow and arrow.
oh, yeah. With bow again? Okay.
With the bow, the target number goes up by 4. So 5 plus 12 is 17. Plus 4 is 21 to hit him.
Okay, I got an Eye of Sauron.
You got an Eye of Sauron. Make an athletics check roll as your horse runs off in another direction that you weren't expecting, and
Got
you
scared by a squirrel.
No, you kind of got clotheslined by a tree limb.
16.
16. You managed to leap right back down onto your horse's saddle.
Nice.
But you
Drop
don't
on
look
the saddle
cool
and
doing
grab
it.
You're not
them.
cool, and the arrow shoots into the ground, and you are shaking leaves out of your arrow. Out of your bow. Lorith, let's see if you can do any better. You get an opening volley to attack them.
Okay. Can I use a battle
You
roll,
can use a
guy?
battle roll.
I wasn't asking you.
Oh, yes.
I was asking me compadres.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Because the better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No question.
Okay. And that's not beautiful to start with. Gotta wear my glasses more. Okay. But there is one tango. Okay. 10. 19 with a tango.
19
Nice.
with the Tengu. 12 plus parry is 5. 17. Yes,
Nice.
that hits.
Okay.
So body plus damage.
So that battle roll was well worth it.
Yeah. Yes, it was. So that's 13.
13 points of damage.
Yeah.
And that brings him down to 5 hit points.
Okay.
Five
And now
endurance.
I need an athletic roll or
Make an athletics roll to control your horse.
okay. Not bad. I should always put it out here so I can see it. Okay. That is what's 12 and 11
23.
with the tango.
You move 2 squares forward.
Okay.
And you can fire at a 2-point penalty because of the Tengu.
Okay. So I will fire again.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question,
Sure.
Garrett? Now, if I'm charging, don't I want to be basically in a defensive stance? Because if you can choose any stance, and then if I'm wheeling and I'm charged, so I'm not really in. Then if I lose my athletics test, I'm automatically forced into open or stance. So because I don't, it's the roll that side of the TN doesn't apply because I'm doing an athletics and then I'm doing a charge, right? Wouldn't I want to always be in like a defensive stance until I
Depends on
lose
how
my?
reckless you want to be on your attack.
But I never roll.
The athletics roll for your horse is a static number of 14.
Right.
That you got to get.
Right. It's a 12.
12. Okay.
Yep.
So that doesn't cause anything by your stance.
Oh, I'm sorry. The athletics is a 16. The charge is a 12.
Okay.
I forgot what I get with my new.
Right. So it doesn't involve.
With your Numenorian arrows.
Yeah. What's the benefit of them?
Let's.
Because I always forget.
Let's get the.
I think they can wound.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
That they have a wound, give a wound.
Yeah, if you use them and you hit, they cause.
Because you used those before.
Yeah.
Ranger. Be the stars. Skill of the elder. The first one. That's the elves.
It might not matter because this is not the best roll.
Numenorian arrows. At the end of you start each. You may declare that you're using one of them. If you hit your adversary, he will lose an additional number of endurance points equal to your valor.
Okay, so I have to declare that I'm using them first, which is fine. I will do that next time. Anyway, I wouldn't because I got 9 with a Tengu.
9 with Tengu is not going to hit.
That's what I thought.
Was that for your ride? Your athletics? No, you did fine on your athletics. I backtracked.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was for my turn shot. I'd already done my opening volley and got him down to 5 hit points.
Okay. Petra is going to, I forgot on her turn, is going to take a shot. Great bow handed to...
Alright, I gotta write that down.
Five plus 3 is 8, plus 6 is 14. She misses. Okay. And now they ride. Their athletics. Is 3.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
9, 13, 15, 16. He pulls forward and gets up to you.
And he gets attacked by an owlbear.
No, Mary, there are no owlbears.
There's one right here.
13 plus 7, 21. He moves 1 square. They're not doing too good on their riding.
Good.
That guy doesn't even get to advance. He didn't roll well. He's had problems with his horse.
I hope they all hit too much together and start getting the runs because of the bad riding.
Okay. Oh, that guy's dead. He wouldn't get to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy gets up to Grimbold and is going to attack with his spear.
Hope you got a shield, Ryder.
I do.
6, 12 plus 6, 18. Parry plus what stance are you in?
What does the stance count? I have no
That tells you the base for your target number.
It doesn't tell me anything.
Forward is 6 plus what's yours? Parry?
I'm not asking you.
Not you.
Yeah. No, I know.
Grimbold, what's your parry?
Uh-oh.
You there, Steve?
Anybody?
Can you hear me?
No,
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
Okay, so it's my parry's 4.
4? Okay.
Yep. Is there anything else I get for armor or anything like that?
Nope, that's for critical wounds. So that is
Okay.
going to hit you
Mm-hmm.
with a spear, does 7
He was in
points
forward
plus
stance.
attribute level. That's 11 points of damage you take. And that was that round of combat. Alright, anybody want to change their stances?
Yes.
No.
No.
I'm gonna change to forward.
No one's up on Petra.
Just you, and Ella Brimborn is at her side.
I'm gonna
And you
change
got
to
hit,
forward
Steve?
stance.
Okay, you're going. That's for doing melee combat, and you're away from everybody. You sure you want to do that?
What about open?
Again, only melee.
Okay. I don't understand stances. I never really thought I'd be fighting on horseback, but I am.
You're so far ahead of everybody. You're furthest ahead of everybody, so there's nobody in right for you to fight.
Okay, so I have to
any of
stay
those.
rearward, is what you're saying.
And you took.
If you want to fight somebody,
Okay.
if you have a reason to use one of the abilities like rally comrades and stuff.
I don't have anything like that.
Well, everybody
Yeah, I was
does,
gonna.
Okay.
but it's in the rulebook.
Well, I am a ranger. I should be able to speak. but-
Okay.
So I'm gonna change stance if Steve, you were hit, right?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't do it right, but I think I still would have gotten hit. 12 plus. It was. What'd you roll? 19, right?
Let's see, 6, 12, 7, 5, 12.
No, you wrote it. It was higher than that. It was like 17 at
It was
least.
like
Okay.
18 or 16 or something.
Yeah, I rerolled the dice since then.
No, just because I didn't add my parry plus my shield,
Yeah.
which would have been 6, so it would have been 2 higher. I still think. I think you had. I think it was like a 19-year-old.
I thought it was 18.
Yeah, 18 would have hit.
18 would have hit. Okay.
Yep.
So you just got
Same.
past your just got past your shield.
Yep.
All right. So you are first, Grimbold.
Yeah, so I will be wheeling. So I have to add +2 to the athletic roll. Whoops.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Garrett. I was moving to open while rally comrades.
You're going
16.
to open. Okay.
Cool.
I got a 21 on my athletics challenge. The 10 would have changed to 18, so I still passed.
Okay.
So now I go athletics again, or charge.
You disappeared on me, Steve.
Hear me now?
I hear you in some
Can you hear me?
static. There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. So I passed my athletics roll, and now I'm going to do my charge roll.
Right.
Okay, so 14, 19, 20 with 1 Tengu,
20
which should
with
probably
1
do it.
Actually, yeah, it does.
Look at this. Daddy.
And now I got a Gandalf and a Tengu, so that's 12, 18, 21, 22 damage. Nope, sorry, 26 damage.
What are you using as a weapon?
Sword.
You ride the sword in, and you just cleave this guy in two.
Nice.
Awesome.
He's dead. He only had a few hit points left anyhow.
Is this the guy that had 5?
At 8.
Oh, okay. There's one left with less.
There's one with 5, and there are 2 other fresh ones that are having problems with their horses. Good job, Grimbold. That brings us to
I'm still a rare word.
yeah, Petra wouldn't have been able to shoot. Didn't matter that she missed. Petra will, but still, Thor will get to go first. So you make a rally roll.
I will rally our comrades and shout to arms, and Grimbald, fight with valor for your Rohan heritage. And I rolled 10, 15, 17 with 1 Tengu.
So what happens?
So I think the TN, pretty sure that makes it. It's probably TN 14.
If you get a success, he gets 2 endurance recovered. If you get a great success, he gets 3.
Yeah,
if you get an extraordinary success, he gets 4 endurance.
You get 3
back. Yeah, so you get 3 back, Grimwald.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
As you feel the surge of pride in your Rohan heritage course through your veins. Petra is going to try to ride onwards. She does not make progress on that. Something, a little problem with having a dwarf on there and a lot of action going on, and the horse is not responding well to the warlike conditions. That brings us to she's gone. Brimborn.
Okay. He will try to shoot an arrow at the guy in the middle here.
Okay.
And he's going to do a called shot.
Nice.
Try to wound him. Oh, and he got 2 Tengus, so that's good.
Nice.
So that would be a total of 25.
25 does the job.
With 2 Tengus.
So not only do you...
So he has to do a protection test or be wounded.
Protection test for Elite Guard. His armor is 3D.
Do I add body for each Tengu that I get?
Yes, you do.
Alright, but that'd be 15 damage, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
It'll not make any difference. He gets an Eye of Sauron, which is an automatic success, but you have done enough damage, because this is the guy with 5 hit points left, to slay him. And he is, as the arrow goes through his neck, he falls from the horse and plummets to the ground.
Excellent. Do I do athletics now?
Yes, do athletics for your horse.
That's a 17 with a Tengu.
I hear. 17 with a Tengu. That's enough to move your horse 2 squares.
He's needing his points.
You've pulled ahead of Petra. That brings us to Lorith.
You want to take the cat?
Mm-hmm. Alright, Lorith. You are... Brimborn pulls past you. Petra is behind you. And there are 2 guys pursuing at a distance behind you.
I'm shooting at them. Can I use a... Is there any battle stuff left?
There's plenty of battle stuff left.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'll use one to make sure I take somebody... Oh. Wow, that's nice. Oh. That means I'll get edge.
You got edge?
Yeah, it's the
Nice.
fake dice, right?
Yes.
Yep, yeah. Alright. 22.
22 does it and causes edge. He'll roll his armor. What's the injury number? Oh, he got an ISR on.
The injury
Wow.
is 14.
He made it with an ISR on. He made
Okay,
it.
so what is it?
Okay, so you hit. So what's the damage?
Regular damage? No. Yeah, I didn't get any tangos, so no body. 5.
5 points of damage. He's down to.
Damn.
The add ISR on will do it. Okay. That's all of you, and now they're going to ride hard to try to catch up to the rest of you and not get run down by the other guy.
Good luck. I don't need an athletics roll.
Oh yeah, you need an athletics roll for your
Why
horse.
did I ask you that? What the heck is wrong with
Oh
me?
no, you already did. You pulled ahead of everybody.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Good.
3, 8, 11. But that was last round, so go ahead and do it.
That is 21.
21?
Yep.
No Tengus?
No Tengus.
You pull a bit further ahead up the catch up with Ella Brimborn. And Petra is a bit behind you still. Falling behind. The other guys tried to get their horses rallied to go forward. And they failed dramatically. And so they don't gain ground on you guys in this round.
Good.
Anybody want to change stances?
Nope.
Thor, you're happy where you're at?
Yep. I'm gonna rally again.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, Grimbald, you're up.
Hey, what do we get
Okay,
for
so I'm gonna wheel again. Now, can I use one of the battle dice for my athletics check or no?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
I'm sorry. Can I use one of the extra die for the athletics check on the
Yeah.
wheel?
Yeah.
If the group
Okay.
thinks so.
Okay. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah.
Because I need a
Oh.
20. So. Okay. 8,
Point in the whole nut.
6, 1 Tengu, 2 Tengus.
Ooh.
Let's see. I got a bad feat die, but 8, 14, yeah, 22. So, charging again.
Charger.
9, 11, 15, 19. No Tengus. No edge.
19 gets that. Let's see. That's a parry of 5 plus. Five plus 6 is 11. So yeah, you hit.
Okay, so just 9 damage this time.
9 damage this time. This guy's down to there. So you swing your sword and slash at his leg as he passes by. That's their turn. Thor?
All right, I will rally our comrades again and shout to my companion from Rohan to charge and slay the enemy.
Gladly, my friend.
Unfortunately, I only rolled an 11 this time.
So no points on that. It was getting a little bit out of distance from you.
I liked the song regardless. My
Voice just isn't carrying as well as it might. You're losing some of the oomph.
Petra's hair got in my throat. My mouth.
That's what she said.
Petra will ride. Nine, 13, 4, 17, plus 2 is 19. And she pulls ahead. Okay. With you. That brings us to Ella Brimborn.
All right. He will try to shoot that guy then.
Okay. Guy who's squirting a lot of blood all over the place after getting shot by an arrow and cleaved by across the leg by Grimbone.
That would be a 25.
Oh yeah, you hit.
Okay, that's only 5 damage though.
5 damage, and he has 4 points left, so his lifeless body falls from the horse.
Hooray!
Lorith, it's you.
Oh, again?
Yep.
Woo! Okay.
Oh yeah, Ella Brimborn, make an athletics roll for your horse.
Athletics.
I will.
I hit him in the shoulder, and blood squirts and splashes across his face, and he turns to he turns from the blow of the elven arrow and falls off his horse and is dragged from his stirrup with his head clunking on the ground.
Yeah.
As I roll my athletic,
And I forgot.
and I get a 17 again with a Tengu.
17 with the Tengu. You move 2 squares. You take a strong lead in this chase.
14 with 1 Tengu.
14 with 1 Tengu. That's good. You move 2 squares. You're all the way up there with Ella Brimborn.
No, that's not an athletics roll. That was my to hit.
Oh, that was your to hit roll.
Yeah.
Let's see. 12 plus 6. 12 plus 5. 17. You needed a 17 to hit.
Yeah. Okay. So now I need an athletics roll.
Yes.
I got a Gandalf.
Excellent. Get
And
some 6s.
9. No 6s.
No 6s, so you move 1 square ahead. You're a good position, a little bit pulling way ahead of Petra, but right behind Ella Brimborn.
So I can shoot.
All right. There's one guy left, and he's going to try to
If I get another shot.
pull ahead. He's going to spend a point of hate.
Is he? I mean, he's one guy. Well,
Yep.
he probably if he figures if he takes her out.
They're elite. They're the elite guys. They're not afraid of being alone. 15 plus full attribute of 4. That's a 19. So he advances and he gets to attack you. Uses his
Who?
I'm sorry, attacks Grimbold. Go. Now let's have some fun. He uses his bow. And he's going to attack Ella Brimborn.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be fun.
That's 13 to hit.
That's much more.
I'm sorry.
Nope, that misses. Okay,
And
so
now he's got to make a roll for his horse.
he made a roll for his horse. He did
Athletics.
fine on it, luckily.
Son of a.
All right. Let's see. Anybody want to change stances?
Yes.
What do you want to go to?
I will go to a rearward stance. I'm not going to charge this time.
You're going to use bow and arrows?
Yep.
Okay. Actually, there's 2 people already in there. You can't go in there. You can only have so many people.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're when
Can
you're
I-
engaged.
Oh, right. That's fine.
I could change.
No, that's fine. I'll
You can
I'll
move.
go to open.
You go open?
I mean, I'm
Yep.
not the best bowman. I have okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but
working
you're not
on it.
anywhere near where you can do
Okay.
melee.
Okay.
I'm really good at
Okay.
He's right next to me. The last remaining guy is right next to me.
It's
wouldn't
Grimbold.
go.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Open.
Go for it.
Do I have the order at this point?
You do.
Okay. All right. So I will just roll. Okay, that's not good. 6, 10, 11. No Tengus.
11, no, Tengu, you do not have control of the horse for doing any maneuvers this time round.
Oh no, that was my attack roll.
Oh, that was your attack roll.
I wasn't gonna. Yeah. That's how I was asking if it was my turn.
Yeah,
because I'm not. I wasn't. Yeah. So.
11 doesn't hit.
Yep.
Okay. Go to Thror.
All right, I will rally my Rohan compadre to take arms and slay this last.
I'm trying, my friend.
He's not just Rohan; he's a Brohan.
Yeah, I am totally Brohan.
He's like
No
a
doubt.
bro. He's like a bro.
Right.
That's my nickname.
I just got a regular
Brody, Brody.
success on that.
Rohan.
Regular success.
So
Regular
that's 2 points.
2 points.
I
points.
didn't know we crossed into Brohan.
Thank you.
2 more points of endurance recovery.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we go to Petra to ride the horse out of there.
Yeah, that's she doesn't even need to fight anymore. She just has to get up there.
She's not fighting. She's in a high stance to just get ride.
Yeah.
10 plus 9, 10 plus 6, 16. No, one other 6. So she catches up to Ella Brimborn. She pulls away past you. Oh no, she catches right up to you, Lorith, and is riding by your side, going.
She
Are
went
we
so
gonna
fast.
stay
she left
here
me
all
marked.
day?
Okay, Thor just fell off the rear.
She went so fast. She left me.
Damn it! I fell again?
Down this.
So Ella Brimborn.
Oh, he's gonna shoot at the last guy and do a called shot.
Ooh,
And he's gonna
fancy.
say, "Go home to your wife and children. Do not lie dead in these woods." He got his Tengu that he needed for the called shot.
Cool.
So he got 25 to hit.
that
Nice.
hits.
10 damage. So you got to make a wound test.
Wound test.
Injury of 14 to be.
15.
All right. So he just takes 10 damage.
Takes 10 damage. And it's down to 8 points. Okay. That brings us to Lorith.
I pull out my Numenorian arrow. Alright, is there any points left to use in the pool?
Yeah.
1 left, I
3
think.
left.
Oh, 3 left.
Wow,
Wow.
nice. Okay.
Oh, I can't see the other ones.
Then I'm gonna use one. Okay, it's all 5s and 4s. Alright, that is 20. No Tengus.
That hits. Your arrow strikes true.
And I use the Numenorian arrow.
Okay.
Nice.
And that does bonus damage equal to your
Valor.
Oh, I thought you said
Valor?
a wound.
Nope.
Okay,
Does bonus damage equal to your valor.
Okay, so he gets 8 damage.
Which is exactly how many hit points he has. He falls
Yay.
unconscious and breaks his neck as he falls off the horse.
I pull
Nice.
my I go back and I ride and pull my arrow out and wipe it on I don't know, on something. Use my leg, the side of the horse. I don't know. Not the side of the horse, that's not. My saddlebag.
In your saddlebag?
Yeah.
You get the arrow back?
Yeah, I put it back. I'll clean it better later.
You've escaped the cavalry unit sent out by the Viglundings, and with the person who may be able to single-handedly change the course of this battle, you head out through the darkness toward the Cleft of Storms. And we will see what happens with that next time.
Next time, same bat channel.
Hey, goodbye, everybody.
On Threats from Mirkwood.
So how'd you
Cleft
guys
of
like
Storms.
it? Cleft of Storms.
Excellent. I love it. That was fun. And thank you for letting me kick some charging ass on my horse.
No problem.
It was wonderful to see.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. If you like this, please leave a comment in the notes here on YouTube, or send me a message, or send me a message at @GarrettCrow1 on Twitter.
And don't forget to hit that like button.
And like and subscribe. Thank you, and good night.